This should be a short video. We're still on page 91. We're moving on to the second rule of exponents, and it is raising a power to a power. So this kind of is gonna make some sense to you when you see it. Remembering at the for the other video when we had x squared times x cubed, we added the two exponents together, and that gave us our simplified answer of x to the fifth. Well, now we have x squared cubed. So that means you are taking x squared, which is x times x, 3 times. So you are repeating it 1, 2, 3 times. So if you stretch it all out, and then you put it all back together, you end up with x repeated 6 times, which is x to the 6th. So the rule is that when you take a power to a power, you actually end up just multiplying the exponents together, and that gives you your simplified answer. So instead of adding, which we did when we just took two bases that were alike and multiplied them together, instead of adding the exponents, now we're going to multiply the exponents. So this is fairly straightforward. We can just run a few of these out. X to the 10th, m to the 15th, 5 to the 8th. Again, don't take 5 squared, or don't take 5 to the 4th power. Treat 5 just like he is an exponent. And now we've got, a little bit more complication, but we're going to start with the power to the power. So we're going to take y cubed and simplify this to y to the 10th. And now we can simplify it one more time and get y to the 13th, because now we just are doing like we did in the very first video, two bases alike, add your exponents. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So negative, and this is like the ghostly 1 hanging out there. So I'm going to write the -1 there. And this is x to the 24th. So again, I've got two bases that are alike. The -1 comes down, and I have x to the 26th. And if you want to drop the coefficient, the 1, he's ghostly. We don't have to write him. But if you want to, you can. Sometimes it helps me see what significance that negative sign is going to have in my answer. So let's see what we have here. This is r to the 10th times 4r cubed. So we're going to write the coefficient 4 in front, combine, add the exponents of the like bases, and we get 4r to the 13th. Let's see, do I have more on this page? No, I don't. So actually, let's just move on. This is silly to stop the video here. So the next one is raising a product to a power. So now inside of the parentheses, and just instead of just a single base, we're going to have a product. We're going to have a couple things multiplied together. So let's go ahead and stretch it out, and then we'll talk about the rule. But if you're looking at what they're asking us to do here, they're asking us to take x times y and repeat that as a factor 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So when we go to put it back together again and we drop the parentheses because we don't need them anymore, we have x to the 3rd power, y to the 3rd power. Let's look at one that's got a coefficient in front of it, a 2. So repeat 2x as a factor 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Multiply your coefficients together. You get 2 to the 3rd power, x1 plus 1 plus 1, x to the 3rd power, and this can be simplified even further by saying, well, 2 cubed, that's a pretty easy number to go ahead and evaluate. So that's actually 8x cubed. So when you look at what we've done here, the rule, so that we don't have to stretch it out every single time, is distribute this exponent to each factor that's on the inside of your parentheses, inside of your grouping symbol. So in this case, we have 4 cubed times m cubed, and 4 cubed is 64. When you have a really pretty low number that you can go ahead and evaluate, that will not be considered simplified unless you do this. If this had 4 to the 16th power, then you can leave it 4 to the 16th. Let's look at this one. 2 to the 5th power times x to the 15th. Maybe you know that 2 to the 5th power is 32. You should, because that's a pretty commonly used math fact. Let's look at the next one. Now we have 3 factors on the inside of the grouping symbol. 3 squared is 9, x to the 8th, y squared. What do you think the most common mistake is on something like this? Well, since you can't talk to me right now, I will tell you, it's saying 3 times 2 is 6. The numbers, the plain old ordinary number bases give students more problems than the variables. Okay, simplify and use the order of operations. So we've got this guy times this guy, but we've got exponents, and we're going to do exponents before multiplication. So this is n to the 10th power times 4 cubed m cubed n to the 6th. Now, what can we do? Well, I've got some like bases here, so I can rewrite this. 4 cubed is 64. M, I'm going to write m before n because he comes first in the alphabet. M cubed n to the 16. Okay, what do we have? That's x to the 4th. That's 3 to the 4th, x to the 4th, y to the 20th. When we put it all back together, our coefficients, our numbers come first, 3 to the 4th, and that's going to be x to the 8th, y to the 20th. 3 to the 4th, you may or may not know what that is. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27 times 3 is 81. Again, this is small enough still that I would expect to see that 81 in a simplified answer. Let's do C and D, and then we'll be done with this video. So this is 3 to the 4th power, c to the 20th, times c to the 6th. So 3 to the 4th, we already said that was 81. If we did it right up here, we can copy. Hope we did. C to the 26th. Again, we're going to do our exponents first. So this is 6 cubed, a cubed, b cubed, times 5 squared, a to the 6th. So we've got 6 cubed, which is, let's see, 6 times 6 times 6, 36 times 6, which is 216. 216 times 25, I'm going to pull this 5 squared back in front here, times a comes before b in the alphabet, to the 9th, b cubed. Now, 216 times 25, not really a very friendly number. So, you know, you can hop on a calculator, obviously, and figure out what that number is. Or I probably would accept the answer 5 squared times 6 cubed times a to the 9th, b cubed. So either one of those kind of indicate to me that you know what you're doing. Thanks for watching. We'll move on.